Monday. How are you?
Happy Monday, fun day. I am fantastic. Little cold. We have this cold weather blowing in, but got my
We,
socks on, a warm little jacket. I'm all good to go. How are you?
yeah, yeah, good. Same, same. We actually here in Ohio have our first ground covering of snow. So really starting to set into the holidays. So welcome. Happy Monday. This is our Wake to Wealth Morning Momentum Show. I am Dee.
And I'm Shay.
And we are going to talk about what we're learning going into this is week 5 for us. We're in a 90-day more do challenge and just really trying to learn about our online business and then sharing that with you. So,
Mhm.
we're going to talk about many ways that we can get leads in the online space without feeling spammy or salesy, right? So
Mhm.
today's conversation and our takeaways is about one of the biggest questions we get and we hear about in the online space, and that is how do I get leads?
How do I get leads? The organic, authentic way, right? Dee, that is the absolute truth. Like leads are the lifeblood, the bloodline to our business, to anyone's business, right? And
Yeah,
you don't have to chase people, family members, or people who just don't, get it. You don't have to feel awkward around talking about your business. There's so many ways to attract leads that actually fit your energy and your goals.
that's true. That's true. So we're going to break it down how to grow your audience and attract the right people with integrity and easiness and soul.
Yes, leads are people, not numbers. So that's
Yes,
really
that's true.
the main discussion here. So let's start. A lead isn't just a name on a list. It's a person looking for a solution.
Yes, and when you actually treat people like people, not just numbers or potential sales, your business becomes magnetic. You start attracting instead of chasing.
Powerful. The most powerful lead generation start with connection, whether it's through social media, email, or your content, right? It's about creating trust and value first.
That's true. And when you lead with value, you naturally become the answer to someone's problem. And that's when the leads will start flowing to you organically, right?
Yes.
And let's just pause for just a second about that. When you're talking about someone's problem, you and I got into the online business because, what happened? We were both in the corporate environment,
Yes, ma'am.
met both in our Jubilee
Hmm.
both so in our mid 50s. It's kind of like in a place to start over.
Right.
And, you know, you're the only one in control of you and your situation. And so you and I were faced with our a right size situation in our
Mhm.
corporate environment took place. And all of a sudden, we're getting laid off,
That's
right?
right.
After years of service. I've been in the finance and accounting world for 15 plus years. And
Right.
so that was the problem that we were facing. And that was why we started looking at how do we learn these new skills so that we can have an online business and learn how to bring in daily pay or paydays every day, right? So let's talk now. Get your pen and paper.
Right,
We
I have it. I
actually
just want to say real
go right
quickly, I
ahead.
want to just bounce in there and say not only were we laid off or, downsized at that time, but also Dee, I had gone back to work. I had stopped to start a business and
Yep,
gave up. And so here I was again, returning back to the workforce, thinking that that would be my solution. And then, that happened. So there I was again with this mindset of what do I do next? So
that's
just to
right.
talk about that starting over, it's never too late.
Right, right. And so that's why we show up every day to encourage and inspire is that, if this is something that's in your pipeline or, the reality of it is, and I think you say this best, Shay, and is that nobody's coming to save you. And
Absolutely not.
so that's why we're eager and trying to learn the new skill set and all of the things that goes. My new title is, being a digital CEO, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely. Because life is what you make it, do.
That's true. That is so true. So we're going to actually give you 7 ways to get leads online today. And so we want you to write these down. Find a piece of paper, grab a crayon if you're listening, record it in your notes or come back and hit the replay on this. But the first one, and Shay, you and I can just bounce back and forth on these.
Hmm.
But the first one is going to be obviously social media content. And that's where you just share tips and stories, transformations that speak directly to your perfect customer, your idea audience.
Absolutely. Number two is live videos, right? Going live like we do, right? And if you have to record, then doing that. If you're kind of nervous about that at first, record yourself. Grab yourself a free Zoom account, record
Yep.
yourself until you get used to doing it. Talk to your audience as if you're talking to an old pal, good friend. And that what that does is that number two, that live video part, that builds trust, community, and real-time engagement.
It really does. And number 3, obviously you hear about it all the time, and that's the email lists. And it's bigger than just an email list, but here's a place that you can offer, a freebie or a resource like a playbook. We're constantly putting together checklists and schedules and journals. And this is where you can collect those emails and stay connected with your potential new leads or new people.
Right. And when we talk about all the time, where we plug System IO because that's what works for us, you can get a free account. This is automation tools, right? Using platforms like System IO, again, which is free to capture leads through funnels and automations. And that is powerful.
It really, really is. That is your, what do you call them? Your digital, what do you call them? Our digital employees that are out there
That's your,
working.
if they don't talk back, they don't call off,
That's
you don't
right.
have to pay them, they're not in HR.
That's right. That's right. Number 5 obviously would be, there are different social media platforms, but Facebook groups and or communities. And you can come over to Freedom Winners Circle Club and Facebook and build and own and engage with others that you can connect with just generally in a safe space.
And then here we go. This is huge, like collaborations, partnering with other people, partnering with that one friend who you know that they're in the same boat as you, but you both don't know how to get started. Bringing to one another and figuring out, whose lane is what and collaborating with a partner of someone you just met. It could be a cousin, it could be someone from work, it could be someone that is that you're able to connect with that you can co-create, right? To do co-lives, interviews, shout outs, expand your reach instantly by just trusting yourself to trust someone else. And that is powerful. It's exactly how Awake to Wealth,
Yep.
is developed because we kind of blend so well together. We have the creativity, we have the tech, we have the way that we are able to go live and do all of those things. So we are really, really big advocates for collaborations.
That's right. And co-creating. So get you a
Absolutely.
partner if need be. And then finally, number 7 is the one that we hear about all the time, and that is consistency. It is the simplest but most powerful method, just showing up daily with that intention and just being yourself. We throw the word authentic around a lot, but it's truly about just being you.
Right.
That's
So
it. Those are the
those
7
are
things.
really good. We're going to break those down. The 7 social media, live videos, emails, automations, groups and communities, collaborations, consistency. Wow. And I love all of this because these are organic, right? These allow you, how we opened up, to be your authentic self, not to overthink it, but to be your authentic self with no fancy ads, no big accounts, no fees, no monthly fees, no annual fees.
Never paying for ads.
Just consistent connection. Absolutely. Never paying for ads. Right. Absolutely.
That's right. So what's really cool here is that you just need to start where you are and with what you have and who you can serve right now. You can definitely, you and I relate to other people who are in their jubilee. So it's really about just getting started where you are. Just start doing that first initial post with the knowledge, the story, something that you've survived, and that'll get you going. You just have to get started.
This is so good. So, this is Monday Fun Day. We're going to wrap up with our Awake to Wealth mindset momentum moment. We always say, get your pen, take your notes. You see me always taking my notes because we use these notes that we take during this time for our content, for the week, for the day. And so, we encourage you to do that too. So, here we are. This is Monday. And first of all, Dee, let's give a little bit of homework before we wrap up little bit of
Okay.
homework. We want everybody to leave with a challenge like we always do.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So, challenge for you today is to pick one or two of the lead generation methods that we just shared with you from today and commit to them for the remainder part of this week. Just one or two.
Absolutely. Guys, lead with love, grow with purpose, and let your business shine. And here is your Awake to Wealth moment. I was so excited I jumped ahead. This is it. Write this down. Write this down. Like Dee said, grab a crayon. You're a busy parent. You're on the move this morning and you see markers or whatever. Grab something, write this down, a piece of paper and a pen. This is going to be so important for you as you move forward in getting your leads. When you focus on serving people instead of selling to them, the leads come naturally because connection creates conversion. So we
That's
want you to
right.
remember that, right? This is how powerful leads are. This is how you connect with the person who needs the solution that you have and that you build your leads to grow your business, your online business.
This has been good. So we're going to take that challenge as well. Get out there, spread some love, be kind, have a great day.
Peace. See you tomorrow.